If you haven't heard the news today, some unfortunate news has happened in regards to what was supposed to be a pot bonus for a Canadian tournament. The tournament specifically was called Battle at the Dome, which was in Ontario. And so, what people thought was that Red Bull, who already gave money to or already gave drinks and had the booth babes already there. This is pretty normal for Red Bull to do at many events where they will provide drinks. I think it's actually pretty simple to do. You can email, even if you're a TO right now, you could probably email them, tell them the size of your tournament, and they'll send you Red Bull to your event. So that's something that's very common for Red Bull to do, or any of these other energy drinks, to just get their brand out there. But what happened at this tournament was a guy comes pretty much unannounced and says, by the way, we really like this event. He leaves, then comes back with another dude and says, hey, we want to offer a $10,000 pot bonus to your event. And so this gets really excited. Nunn was probably the greatest recipient of what was the prizes. I think he probably was going to get $5,000 plus a trip to Florida for 4. And so this gets on Reddit. People are excited. They're like, oh yeah, like Red Bull is the best. Not to discredit Red Bull or anything, but it was announced today that everything was a sham. That there was no $10,000. That the guy that tried to represent Red Bull was actually not in any shape or form affiliated with Red Bull. He was a con man, and unfortunately, the $10,000 doesn't exist. So, not too long ago, I did a video with the Daily Dot just to really show that as Smash gets bigger, that there are going to be a lot more con men. There's going to be a lot of victims that come out of these events. And so the basic thing is, I just want to reiterate just what it means to catch red flags and just to basically be careful when you see a sponsor approach you. Because even like a name like Red Bull, yeah, it's a very trusted brand. I have friends at Red Bull, but it's very clear to me that even in this, that there were some very big red flags. First of all, this tournament that they want to sponsor, with $10,000, I heard had like 19 people at it. So just do the math. Why would anybody, as generous and as nice as they would want to be, sponsor an event for $10,000 and provide a family of 4 a trip to Florida? Supposedly the guy that was representing Red Bull didn't have a business card. He didn't have a Red Bull email. And so those are more, red flags. And as a Smash community, we are naturally very trusting. And, it's because we have a very family-like atmosphere. So whenever a sponsor comes in, we kind of jump at their hands and feet. And who doesn't like a nice prize pot? Of course, it's very easy to get swept into this and not wanting to be seen as the Debbie Downer or the guy that's really skeptical to say like, wait, you're going to give us $10,000, let me verify this. And it doesn't really hurt to verify and just make sure that a person's legit, because at this given point in time, there are so many people that want to, get into Smash, they want to cheat the system, they want to abuse players and just run away with people's information or money or some other thing. And so a lot of people are saying, well, like, this guy was a college kid, like it doesn't really mean much for him to like fraudulently say, ah ha ha, like you've been had, there's no $10,000. So some people are saying like, okay, what was the point of that? Well, the con man could have taken bank accounts, he could have stolen people's personal information and stolen money from the players. So there are some potential repercussions that happen. And so overall, like, it's a very tragic thing to see, but it's something that shouldn't be surprising. I think that this is only going to happen more and more. But overall, if you're a TO or you're a player or a community member, just use common sense. If something's too good to be true, it probably is. And for the most part, we have resources in the community to verify whether or not something is too good to be true. So, for example, Red Bull guy goes, well, there are people in the community that know people from Red Bull Esports that are executives or in charge of, you know, spreading the good news of Red Bull Esports. So you can always, you know, get a second contact or just ask questions. And if they're not giving you the information that you want, or something seems really shady, then just don't agree to it until they can give you reasonable proof. And this is something that everybody should be doing. Of course, you know, there are people dedicated that have, you know, are getting paid to make sure that these things don't happen, that the proper partnerships do come in. So there are people like Crimson Blur. And there are like other people in the community that are pretty well networked that you can use as resources. So if a guy comes in and tries to pose as something and something looks a little sketch, you just email or tweet or contact people. And I think at the end of the day, we should all be looking out for each other. And this seems like a harmless crime, but once again, I'm just really worried that this could be an ongoing trend, and this is something we will have to navigate very carefully moving up ahead. We've had a lot of people offering pot bonuses, and just because, you know, some people offer $10,000, yes, it's nice. It doesn't mean you give full trust, and it doesn't mean you let go of all your discernment to say, oh, okay, like we can totally trust this group of people. So, yeah, that's just the moral. And if there's any key takeaways, it's be a little skeptical. If something's too good to be true, chances are it is. And always verify the source and verify the facts.